All right, guys, here we are in Macau. Man, there's nobody here. I guess none of our fans decided to join us for this one. Playing against Casa de Portugal, which is the team from Macau. Here we have basically the same lineup that we showed you last time. I don't think there are any major changes here at all. We'll see if we can get another big win here, and we really are making a good case for ourselves to go on to the knockout stage. I can't remember what the monetary payout is, but at this rate, any kind of payout for our team is major. So we want to win, and we want to win this match big, and let's see if we can win it big. I'm kind of surprised that there's not a lot of our fans here in Macau because it's not really that far away, and that's a little foul. That's what happens when you get stuck in, right? So we'll see what we can do. Pretty small pitch, which I'm not sure if that works in our favor or works against us. So we'll see what happens. Another one of those nighttime matches. And there's that pass to Ziri over to Ndaye, and it's back to Nene. And he's never scored an easier goal than that one, and it's 1-0 early. We're 3 minutes into this one. I think you've noticed this pattern, and this is exactly what happened. If you watched me yesterday afternoon, this is exactly what happened in the friendlies that I didn't actually coach. The pattern is that we tend to score early, and we score often with this strikerless formation. And my personal opinion is that if you want to have a good time with Football Manager, you might want to think about going strikerless completely, because this works really, really well. And this also means that we don't have to worry so much about big problems from guys like Nene not being as perfect as I wish he were. Chen Chengji over to Ndaye. He's going to pass again to Nene. Oh, no, it's to Silla this time. And his shot could have a little bit more oomph on it. You know, he could have tried to lob the keeper a little bit there. But you see, that's the problem that we create with these three attackers. You don't know which one is going to get the ball, and there are all of these options all the time. So a very good ball forward here from Ndaye. Ndaye has the ball, and then we're just off to the races. And he puts this beautiful pass over to Silla. Silla really should have done a little bit better with that, but it's okay. We can forgive that. I don't think that will be his last chance of the match. Here's Silla with it, and this is up to Ndaye. He's got it here for Nene now, and Nene takes a shot. Unfortunately, it is saved again by Yong Kaho, their goaltender. It's back to Menegong. Menegong with it over to Huang Chirwei, and he lumps it forward again for Nene. And Nene has it over to Silla. And unfortunately, they are able to get back onto that one. It goes all the way back to Bamba for us. Bamba, and oh man, this is going to be Nene here in behind the defense. He can't quite get to it, but Silla gets back. And see, once again, it's almost like you have three strikers, right? Except that they're playing just a little bit further back. So it's like three open strikers is what this is like. Menegong here with the corner, and Huang Chirwei tries to get the header down, can't quite do it. But we look absolutely just like clinical here on offense. I mean, yeah, Nene can't get to it, and so Silla comes right behind him and forces, once again, a really good save. And I mean, yeah, this is pretty impressive. This is the best that I've seen us play. Here's Menegong with the throw over to Chen Chengju, back to Menegong, and that's up to Ndaye, who hits the post with that header. Remember when Ndaye was scoring all of those goals with those headers? We're still waiting for him to get those headers down a little bit. As soon as he can do that, we're really going to be in a good position. Ndaye doing an excellent job with that. We continue to attack and to threaten. And remember, these are all away matches, right? So we played this team again at home. Huang Chirwei goes over and grabs that over to Menegong, right side, up to Silla. Silla has it. And he can cross. He crosses it backwards over to Chen Chengju, of all things. And it was a kind of a good idea, but it didn't really have the desired effect. Not a bad idea to feign going forward and then go back instead, but that didn't quite have the a level of success that we were kind of hoping for. And this is Huang Chirwei with it over to Cai Yuting. Cai Yuting back to Huang Chirwei. We're going to take our time a little bit. This is lumped up to Menegong over to Nene, and I was about to say it's going to be 2-0. Someone was, Nene was offside. Someone was offside there. That was a little bit too easy for us. So it's still 1-0, and we are hoping, as I said before, for kind of an easy and a large victory here. We want to make sure we get that margin of victory up as high as we can. We have dominated momentum, and Huang Chirwei almost puts in number 2. And, I mean, we are really giving this keeper a lot of problems, and he's giving them to himself as well. And Silla's all the way back there to win that header. I mean, he's playing up, he's playing down, he's doing everything by himself. And this is going to be Laipo Lun with the ball. there in the very back, and he will, I think, roll it out. Yep, roll it over to Cai Yuting. Cai Yuting with it over to Feng Xiaochi. Feng Xiaochi takes this one forward, middle of the pitch, over to Chen Chengju. We're supposed to go on the sides. There we go, over to Menegong to Silla, back to Menegong, and he's going to have a cross here. There it is, over to Nene, and that is number 2 for Nene, and that makes it 24 in the season. 2-0 for Mars FC. And yeah, I mean, you knew exactly what Menegong was going to do. As soon as he had the ball in this position, got it back from Silla, you knew that he was going to cross it over to Nene, and Nene knew it too, and there it was. And keeper gets to it, gets a hand on it, but it's not enough. And that makes it 2-0 for Mars FC, as I said. We are looking really, really good. Here's a offensive attack for them, and that one is up and over the goal, and not really much of an attack, I might say. Again, I'm kind of surprised that we don't have any fans here. I don't know what it is. Maybe everyone's busy with work or something like that. And Daye going to pass it down, almost fouled, and passes it back over to Feng Xiaochi. And then there is Lin Guanda, only a second of the season. We've been waiting for Lin Guanda to open things up, and that makes it 3-0 for Mars FC. Lin Guanda, of course, a good friend of mine since the previous manager profile I had him over in Panza East FC. And as soon as we decided to go to Taiwan, I thought I got to go back and get that really, really good attacking midfielder that we had before. He's playing as a segundo volante, of course, and boy, he loves that role. 3-0 for Mars FC, and Lin Guanda is only going to get better from here. Lin Guanda is a great player. He's, I think, 20 now, 19 or 20. He's only going to get better as time goes on. I don't think he's played for Taiwan's national team yet, but you know that's coming. Chen Chengju over to Silla, up to Menegong. Menegong looking for someone. It's Silla who he passes it to, and Silla passes it again to Feng Xiaochi. Interesting how far back Silla is playing there, and I'm not sure if that is done by design or not. He's supposed to be playing further forward. And Daye now with the ball back to Feng Xiaochi over to Lin Guanda. Lin Guanda. And you can see how far up their line is, and you know, because of the way that we have this formation created, and Daye with the header, and that doesn't go over. Because of the way we have this formation created, we're not trying to challenge it necessarily as much as we were when we had a striker, right? We just sort of bring it up, and then we all try to go up together, which is a little bit more effective and helps against the offside trap. Cai Yuting passes it forward, and this is the problem because we have no striker to pass it to. Players don't fully realize that. Yeah, they're just doing kind of what comes naturally to them. Silla, man, great job. Silla's having an incredible game here. He's all over the place, winning the ball. Chen Chengju doesn't know where he is, so he launched that one from as far back as he could. It's one of those Steph Curry threes, right? I mean, has no business trying that at all. Feng Xiaochi now with the ball forward, and that's almost headed in for goal. Just out of play. And now let's see if we can win this in the air. We will, and it's over with Ndai over to Lin Guanda, and he launches that forward for Silla. Silla with it again, and there are a couple players to choose from over to Nene, and boy, that was almost, if that was going to be a hat trick, that was a shot worthy of a hat trick, I'll tell you that. So it's Cai Yuting having kind of a poor game. Everybody else is looking pretty good. Cai Yuting, I think, is playing actually as a defensive midfielder, and I don't think that he particularly likes being the segundo volante. I think he's more defensive-minded, and this looks like it's trouble. Leibold, unfortunately, is able to grab that, but our defense was beaten there. That's kind of the dirty little secret of this team. We don't quite have a great defense, right? And we're trying to use the offense to mask that, and there's Menegong with his 5th of the season. That makes it 4-0 for Mars FC. And I mean, I say we don't have a great defense. As far as games that count matter, we haven't given up a goal since we changed the formation. And this is after we got rid of Lee Chaba and decided to go with experience in goal, even though he doesn't quite have the same level of ability. We still haven't given up a goal yet. But we don't want to be too loud about that, right? We don't want to start. Yeah, part of it is because we just get the ball, hold on to it, and pepper the goal with shots. It's kind of hard for them to have a shot on goal when we have the ball the whole time. Lin Guanda over to Huang Chuwei. Huang Chuwei lumps it forward to nobody. And see, that's the problem I was talking about. There's nobody there, and he doesn't realize it for some reason. Nene over to Ndaye. Ndaye back to Kader Bamba, and it goes over to Silla. Silla, and he launches the shot from the middle of nowhere. And I mean, if that's what we have to take when it comes to having the success we have with this tactic, then so be it. We'll take a little bit of that kind of foolishness if it means that we get to have all sorts of space up front. There's Bouquet with it, and we have a problem. Leibold is able to get to that shot, fortunately, knock that out for a corner. So let's see what we can do here with this corner that is coming. and it's going to be launched up by Chung Kit-sung, and fortunately for us, that is not troubling anybody at all, but they still have the ball, and that is knocked out again for a corner, so we have to do it again, a little bit more defending on our part, and here again is Mr. Chung, who knocks this on forward, and it's headed out by Ndaye and out for a throw, and so that's going to end their offensive attack. Our players growing a little bit weary, a little bit tired here, but I think it's going to be okay. We're going to leave them on as long as we can. We want to keep our winners winning, and Bamba with the interception over to Lai Boluan over to Tsai Yuting, and his boot forward, I don't know who he was kicking it to, was I think partially deflected, and fortunately for us, they don't know their angles that well. We're just trying to knock the ball out as much as we can, and that's going to be a free kick for us. Huang Li was offside. There you go. Lai Boluan knocks it down to Feng Xiaoqi over to Tsai Yuting. Let's see if we can knock it far forward enough. Yeah, Tsai Yuting's having a bad match. That's what's happening. He keeps sort of lumping the ball forward and just giving it to the other team. So there you have it. Tsai Yuting want to be a little bit gentle with him because he is the team leader. Cotter Bamba with it. 4-0, we have the lead. Be nice to get a fifth, but 4 is good, and we have the win. 4-0, the final score. We had a 2.40 XG, 12 shots on target. They only had 2. We had just a little over 50% of the possession, so it wasn't as dominant as it looked. But we definitely had the better of the game, had the better of the passing, and we look like an actual team. See you tomorrow with more. Bye.